The gentlelady from California is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Secretary, for joining us. Finally, you are in charge of protecting the homeland. And so your judgment and the judgment of your senior staff can be the difference between life and death. So I think that judgment would need to be unassailable. Why then, is the question, have you made Corey Lewandowski your de facto chief of staff who possesses an unchecked level of power at DHS? Under your leadership, this person has done things like fire your FEMA administrator while sitting behind your desk, which is your job to do, lobby to build the controversial detention facility known as Alligator Alcatraz, which has turned into a legal boondoggle costing Florida millions, and have veto and reviewing and signing power over large DHS contracts and grants, which again is your job. DHS has critical agency components like the Secret Service, FEMA, Border Patrol, cybersecurity. So does Corey Lewandowski have national security experience, military experience, law enforcement experience? No. He is a lobbyist, a failed campaign manager, which is causing my constituents who are waiting for their FEMA dollars and me to wonder what are his qualifications for this job. So according to the Wall Street Journal, you and Mr. L have a close relationship that has made President Trump, quote, uncomfortable. The president reportedly denounced Corey Lewandowski as your chief of staff due to reports of a romantic relationship between the two of you. So instead, you designated him as a special government employee, a position he has had well beyond the allowed 130 days and requires him to disclose if he is making money off of his position. Trump knows that this guy is shady. Corey has a decades-long record of physical battery, sexual harassment, illegal lobbying for a Venezuelan oil company, and bringing a loaded gun into a federal building. Despite being fired or removed from virtually every position he has ever held due to misconduct, he now wields unchecked, unconfirmed, undisclosed power over your department. This person has no experience running anything close to Department of Homeland Security or even advising someone in your position. He is unqualified, which again has left my constituents and I wondering why he is your top official. So Secretary Noem, at any time during your tenure as Director of Department of Homeland Security, have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski?
Mr. Chairman, I am shocked that we're going down and peddling tabloid garbage in this committee today.
Reclaiming
and
my
ma'am,
time.
one thing that I would tell you is that he is a special government employee who works for the White House. There are thousands of them in the federal government.
So reclaiming my
and
time,
advisor,
Secretary, it is okay for you to be offended by the question.
It
is okay for you to be offended by the question.
But
it is also a real question.
So what I would say
and
to
you should be able to
is
answer
that
the
what we do at the Department of Homeland Security every single
and without any hesitation,
every single day is to protect
if
this
someone
country
is asking
to make
if
decisions.
you or any federal official is sleeping with their subordinate, that should be the easiest. You should be wanting to answer that question.
Is garbage?
Because it is not about your sex life.
That you have brought
it is
that
about
up.
your judgment.
That kind of garbage
It is about reclaiming my time so that I can hear myself.
Time belongs to the gentlelady from California, but it'd be nice if you would let her respond.
I will. I want to let you know it is about your judgment and decision-making. It is about the 260,000 employees that work under you that want to make sure that you are giving information and making decisions clearly. It is about conflict of interest. It is about a national security risk. Department of Homeland Security was created right after 9/11 to protect the homeland. And DHS has circulated an internal bulletin to law enforcement partners warning that the conflict of the war we're in could inspire lone actors or small-scale cyber activity inside the United States, according to a memo obtained by ABC News. So American lives are at risk. The people who work for you are at risk. And they want to know that the person at the top, you, are making decisions clearly, without any sort of cloudiness. and that they're your decisions because you're the secretary who was confirmed. That's what this is about. Saving the lives of Americans and not costing them millions of dollars, and not having a secretary who's compromised in her decision-making. And Mr. Chair, before I yield my time, I would like to enter into the record some articles, and I'm asking for unanimous consent. Noem tightens her grip on DHS. Lewandowski fired FEMA admin.
Without objection.
Okay. The next one is Kristi Noem secretly took a cut of political donations from ProPublica.
Without objection.
Kristi Noem fires pilot over a blanket, but is forced to reinstate him to fly home, Wall Street Journal.
Without objection.
Lewandowski taking out trash at Noem's D.C. home, Daily Beast.
Without objection.
Barbie's Mile High privacy chamber with alleged lover exposed. Wall Street Journal, how Corey Lewandowski became Kristi Noem's gatekeeper at DHS.
Without objection.
A pilot fired over Kristi Noem's missing blanket and the constant chaos inside DHS, Wall Street Journal. Police charge Trump campaign manager with assault, PBS News.
Without objection.
Woman who accused Corey Lewandowski of assault speaks out. I don't want this to happen to anyone else, CBS News. Lewandowski's firm quietly inked deal with Venezuela-owned company, Politico.
Without objection.
List of U.S. cities raising security amid Iran conflict, Newsweek.
Without objection.
Kristi Noem, I have a few more, I'm sorry. Kristi Noem misled Congress yesterday about top aide's role in DHS contracts.
Without objection.
Policy number 10271 from ICE, it is an anti-fraternization policy prohibiting romantic or sexual relationships between supervisors and their subordinates. And with that, I yield.
Without objection. Gentleman from Texas recognized 5 minutes.
The committee chair recognized the representative from California to begin a 5-minute questioning session. After expressing gratitude, the chair addressed Governor Kristi Noem directly, emphasizing the critical nature of her role in public leadership and decision-making. The chair highlighted that, as a governor overseeing a significant portion of state governance, her judgment and integrity are vital in safeguarding public trust and ensuring responsible governance. The chair then posed a pointed question regarding Governor Noem's recent actions, specifically questioning her transparency and accountability in handling controversies surrounding her personal and political conduct. Attention was drawn to reports suggesting that Noem may have used her office or influence for personal gain, including allegations of financial improprieties and conflicts of interest involving her family and close associates. The committee member referenced recent media investigations and reports from reputable outlets indicating that Noem may have benefited financially from certain land deals and business arrangements while serving as governor. These reports raise concerns about whether her decisions as a public official have been influenced by personal financial interests, thereby compromising her ability to serve the public objectively. Further, the questioning scrutinized her handling of the state's COVID-19 response and her public statements regarding health mandates, which have been criticized for inconsistency and lack of scientific backing. The committee expressed concern about her messaging to the public and whether her decisions were driven more by political motives than sound policy, risking public health and safety. The member also questioned her administration's transparency, citing instances where records and communications related to her decision-making appeared to be withheld or inadequately disclosed. The committee emphasized that transparency and accountability are essential for maintaining public trust, especially when dealing with issues of public health, safety, and fiscal management. In addition, the questioning addressed allegations that Governor Noem may have engaged in or fostered a culture of favoritism within her administration, awarding contracts and appointments based on political loyalty rather than merit. The committee noted that such practices undermine the integrity of government operations and erode citizen confidence. Throughout the session, the committee member underscored the importance of ethical leadership and the duty of elected officials to avoid conflicts of interest. They emphasized that public officials must serve with honesty and integrity, and that any actions suggesting personal enrichment or undue influence threaten the foundational principles of good governance. The questioning concluded with a call for greater oversight and a request for Governor Noem to clarify her position on these matters. The committee stressed that their purpose is not to politicize, but to ensure that public servants uphold the highest standards of accountability, transparency, and ethical conduct. The chair responded by affirming the importance of these questions and expressed hope that Governor Noem would provide clear and truthful answers to address the concerns raised. The session ended with a commitment to continue oversight and ensure that public officials remain accountable to the citizens they serve.